Well, hey, everybody. This is Arlissa, educator to trader, and I am here with the daily trade recap for Tuesday, May the 20th. I want to share with you how I made $1,728 today with my credit spreads on SPX and XSP. By the way, few SPX contracts with my credit spreads. The first thing I want to share with you though is some shout outs to the folks in my community, folks who got the job done. I want to share with you some people who are also making it happen in the Option Seller Zone membership. This member says, woo, what a day. 59.60, 59.55 call credit spread was hacked. The PDT hack for $120 profit today. Did a whole lot of watching today. Yes, when you are trading SPX, sometimes you have to do a lot of watching. Sometimes you can let them go and not have to do much watching, but the price action today was literally bananas. These two folks said, yes, what a day, what a ride, and really not sure what caused the dip. I think somebody said Elon Musk was talking or something on CNBC. One call credit spread, 59.65, 59.70, hacked for $65. Snap, snap, snap. We'll take all the green profits we can get. The next person, SPX 59.75, 59.80 call credit spreads, two of them, $55 hacked to 85. Turns out that they closed this using the PDT hack for a negative $60. Says should not have closed this trade. I closed it for a loss as I was heading out to my dentist appointment. Sometimes you can use the PDT hack though for closing the trade. With a loss, you can use the PDT hack for profits, or you can use it to close with a smaller loss. This is the benefit of the PDT hack, which I'll talk a little bit more about that through this video. This person also had SPX 59.15, 59.20 put credit spread and 5900, 59.85 put credit spread. So they were able to mitigate the loss with some other trades, which is something that we do regularly. If you're going to close for a loss, you just trade more contracts or on some other strikes or whatever, and you make up the difference. So total of $260 made in profits today. Snap, snap, snap. Another member of the Option Seller Zone. Yes, that's what we doing. That's what we doing. Okay, so let's go to the chart and see what the price action looked like today. This is basically SPX. We got the whole day. This is the 5-minute chart. For a long time, you see that we basically went up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. This went on for a good bit of the day where we stayed between, well, the lowest we went was 59.37. And the highest we went was 59.52, which at about 17 points, 14 points is 15 points, I guess. That's as high as we went for a long time. And then as the day progressed, finally, about 2 o'clock, we decided we were going to fall off the map. I think somebody started talking around this time, and it dipped below the 59.37. Finally, fell out of the opening range and fell out going to the downside. Did a nice little dip there all the way down to 59.10, and then recovered and came right back up literally to where we started at the opening range low and closed at 59.40. It's pretty much what happened. As you see the numbers here, these are the trades that I put on. I'm going to go through each of these today so that way we can see where was the money made today. All right, so let's go through each of these trades. At 9:50 this morning, I did my first call credit spread using the outer bands of gamma, which I'll show you that in a minute, but I use the outer bands of the gamma or the GEX chart. I did 59.65, 59.70 call credit spread for $95. I had 3 of these contracts. Did that first thing this morning. That was at 9:50 this morning. Then soon after that, I went straight from here to the opposite side. I wanted to see what could we do on the put credit spread side. So I went right down here to our second trade. 59.65, of course, is a little bit higher than this. So if I was, putting it kind of in the closer to the range of really where those strikes are, kind of give you a picture of where the strikes are in reference to price action, it would really be down there. But my second trade, 58.80, 58.85 was a put credit spread. Now in this case, I was I was trying to put this trade on for $65. I really wanted to just turn this trade on and let it sit and let it work until price action came down and gave me the premiums that I was looking for. But then I didn't hit the tab button and lock in the $65 that I wanted. So it filled right away for $25. Basically, what I now have here is an iron condor. This is trade 2. I have an iron condor here because I got 3 contracts on the call credit spread and the put credit spread side. That first trade, it's early in the morning, but it's based on this GEX chart that shows the outer bands to the right side of the green and to the left side of the red, basically looking to see what are the big candles here, like where's the outer range here. Shows that like 59, the big number here is 59.60, so I went beyond that, and the bigger candle on the red is 59.05, so I was looking to go beyond that on to the low side. That's how I was doing first thing in the morning to get a call credit spread and a put credit spread. Because price was in the middle, I felt like price would move up and down some, and I was gonna wait till it pulled back some before it entered this trade on the put credit spread side. But like I said, it ended up filling because I didn't tab and make sure it locked in my $65 or what I wanted to get for premium. So I ended up getting the $25. All right, soon after that, the price went right on back up, and at 9:04, like I said, I was really just putting this trade on to let it sit there, but price action was showing me that I could go ahead for another call credit spread about 10:04, about 10:05, based on this candle here, the 10:0, this candle here. I was looking to do a call credit spread again. So I did that 59.75. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Where are we? Just jumps all off onto something else. Not what we were doing. Alrighty. Here we go. Number 3. There we go. I have 59.75, 59.80, another call credit spread. And I had 2 of these, and I got them for $60. Now the reason I went with those is, notice I'm going beyond the 59.65 and 70, really kind of staggering it, going up even higher, putting on a couple more contracts. Notice I'm taking in a little bit less money because these contracts were put on soon after the other. So if $95 is at 59.65, then there's not going to be the same amount of money at the 59.75. But I wanted to put another set of contracts on the call credit spread side. So there's that. Put those 2 contracts on, and then after that, now this one was more my high risk one. As price came down a little bit. Price came down just a little bit, but I felt like the 59.20, 59.15, 59.20 was going to be fine because I was still looking at the price action and what price was doing. So this is 2 contracts, and I collected $110. So this would have been my higher risk trade. It really put us, I'm going to move this around because it really goes in here. This 58.80, and that goes below the 5900. But I knew I felt like since price was kind of consolidating and staying here in the middle, that if we could get just below this line, the VWAP, we could get below VWAP, there could be some premiums to be had in there, and I got 2 contracts in there. Now that again became my higher risk one, which is the one I wanted to make sure I PDT hacked, so I got more premiums. Wanted to make sure I PDT hacked to lock in those premiums, because that would be the one that was the most at risk, seeing that our low here was 59.37 and we've got 59.40 over here. So this was going to be the one that was had the potential to be breached the soonest, because it was kind of in the way the most. So what I did next was I then took and put a PDT hack on for this one. PDT hack is basically where you do the opposite trade, but it's the exact same strikes. Yeah, I did it for 470. 110 is a max loss of 390. When I put in 470 and I get 470, 390 and 470 means I get a profit of $80 per contract, locked in basically. And that happened around, it finally locked itself around 12:54. So now if we're looking as time is passing, about 12:54, that finally did lock itself around this time here, by this time of day. PDT hacks don't lock up necessarily super fast, especially if you're in kind of consolidation. If you've got some trending going on, you got a better chance of a trade of that PDT hack locking faster. But when you're in a when you're in a consolidation environment, it's going to take a little bit longer for it to really seal. So that 59.15 locked those $80 profit. I don't have to worry about that trade anymore. It doesn't matter where price goes, that trade is sealed and locked up, right? Then I also did a PDT hack on 59.75, 59.80. I did a PDT hack here for 495, which basically is $55 profit per contract. Again, locked in. I didn't have any concern that that price was going to come up here, but when I do the PDT hack, I'm basically locking it in, and I don't have to worry about it and think about it anymore. Same thing, 59.65, 59.70. That one also did the PDT hack. Now the PDT hack costs you, another set of commission, because you're going to pay to open another set of trades. But I'd rather have the peace of mind. It's worth that to me. It's definitely worth it to have that 95. So this was $85 per contract is in profit. Okay. The PDT hack. This is how you use this PDT hack to save you from using your day trades. You lock your trades, lock in your profits. That way you don't have to worry about all the action that happens at 345, because at 345 it's just been going bananas. And if you don't have to worry about that, then you just don't have to worry about it. All right. So now at about 10:20, I also did in Robinhood. That's what this RH is. In Robinhood, I did 59.70, 59.75. And the reason some people ask me, well, why are you doing it over on Robinhood too? Well, I'm over in Robinhood mainly because 2 reasons. I have people who are in my community who trade on Robinhood. So I trade on Robinhood too. And I also have my son trading on Robinhood. And because he trades there, he works overnight, and we trade together, I want to make sure I'm in those same trades that he's in. So that way, while he's sleeping during the day, I'm looking at the same trade. So if I need to help him manage the trade, or we need to manage it, then I'm looking at the same trade, and I can see what's happening on Robinhood versus just on Thinkorswim. So, and there's no PDT hacking on Robinhood. So once you're in the trade over there, you either got to let it ride or you got to close it and use a day trade. So 59.70, 59.75, $90 we got for each of those, and there's 3 contracts over on Robinhood with that one. All right. Time passes. We got these ones over here all set for the morning, because Tuesday in the morning is a good time to get into those trades. We went with that. So now we're in the afternoon. Our PDT hacks have locked. We also are ready for some afternoon trades. Now I decided I'm going to be risky. 59.20, 59.25 is what I decided I'm going to get on the put credit spread side. Now, as soon as I get this trade, I get this trade at 216. So I entered this trade about right here. Right before this drop happens, I enter this trade right here. And then the drop happens right after the trade. And I'm like, no way, no way. I got all of these profits over here that are locked in. And then here I put on a trade in Robinhood that is now about to be breached because the price is dropping. And I'm like, there is no way. So I leave it for a minute, but then I feel like after these couple of candles that it's going to try to recover. So then I do the same thing. I put, oh, I didn't tell how much I got here. So for those contracts, I got $55 for those three. I think I had three. Did I say I had three contracts there? Yes, I had three contracts here. Right. So then, because I believe it's going to recover. Looking at these candles here, I thought it was going to recover. I basically do the same trade again, 59.20, 59.25 PCS, and I get two more contracts, but I get more money this time. I get $180 because I figure if we're going to go down and it's going to rise back up, we at least need to get a few more dollars onto the, into the coffers. And then what does it do? It comes right down here, hits the support down at 59.14, and then rises and goes on back up and closes up here, which is fine. That means all of this money, we get to keep this 360 plus 55 times the 3 is what, 165. We get to keep all that money together, right? And at the very last minute, 3 o'clock, I decided I was going to do 58.90, 58.95. Put credit spread. This is over in Thinkorswim. I had two contracts for $50. I decided to do some more of those because I had some more collateral that was not being used. So I decided to do two more contracts of that and use my 50 and get $50 more. So after I did all of this today, through the day, I also did some XSP contracts because we're looking to do XSP for those who don't want to do the full $500 on SPX. We're doing XSP as well. So I had, based on these same areas, I think I had like 587 on the top and 597 on the top, sorry, and 592 on the bottom. So we had an iron condor on XSP as well. We did. When I make alerts, I say that this is what I'm in, and then my community, sometimes they enter the trade, sometimes they don't, but I do trade alerts, and this is what we're doing over there. So now listen, if you are interested in hanging out with us, this is what we're doing every day, right? Today, I made a total of $1,728 in profits, based on all the stuff I just showed you between SPX and XSP. You got two things you could possibly do. The first thing is you can go and do the Credit Spreads Masterclass. It's over at educator2trader.com. If you'd like to load, basically what we're doing is credit spreads. If you don't know how to do those, you need to go get the masterclass and learn how to do them, right? If you already know how to do credit spreads or you want to learn and come on into the membership, you go over to bit.ly/E2T-membership and you can come over and join us. I do the alerts. Again, I tell people what I'm in, not tell people what they should get in. We do alerts, we do trade management, we do some guidance and some training, all that good stuff. And we're there in a chat where I can help you along the way if you want to come over and trade with us and generate some profits as well. All right. So this was my trade recap for the day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell, put the thumbs up, all the good old things. And I'll see you in the market. All right. Bye, everybody.